for always trust in KTN. Moving on, the need for blood affects us all. Experts say 1 out of every 10 patients in a hospital requires blood transfusion. However, for that to happen, someone has to donate blood, given that there are no substitutes for blood and blood components. In the following report, our health and science reporter Gloria Milimu looks at how technology is involving the donation of blood and its various components, and how that is helping transform treatment outcomes for patients with various conditions.
The need for blood continues to grow around the world. In Kenya, volunteers like John Mugo from Nairobi play a critical role in helping the country bridge the current blood deficit. In the previous years, Mugo, who is a regular blood donor and also the chair of the O-Negative Foundation, had to donate a whole unit of blood the traditional way.
So how are you feeling?
But today, he walks into this facility for the 3rd time to donate platelets, one of the components that make up the human blood.
What we do as a group is responding to blood abuse so that we may save more lives.
I will start the needle.
How the donation is going to happen is what strikes the eye. This component will be removed through a process known as apheresis. It is a procedure where single or more components are collected and the rest of blood components are returned back to the donor.
So it will draw blood, approximately like 20 to 50 mils of blood. Then the blood will get into the centrifuge where specific components will be separated. So the chosen components, of which now we did choose the platelet components, will be pumped to the bag. For you to donate, you need to have 250 number of platelets.
Experts say the quality and characteristics of platelets during storage is affected by a number of factors such as processing after collection, anticoagulant, and centrifugation, among others.
Surprisingly, the platelet concentrates is stored in room temperature and it only can be stored for 5 days.
They argue that apheresis donation procedures have fewer adverse events compared to whole blood-derived platelets, which require multiple donations to be sufficient to at least treat an adult. This also increases the risk of infectious agent transmission at least twofold as compared with apheresis units they won.
When you give 1 unit of apheretic platelets, is equivalent to 6 to 8 units of manually prepared platelets.
Blood and blood components provide unique and life-saving therapeutic benefits to patients like Victor Sirengo, a resident of Nairobi. Sirengo was diagnosed with cancer in June last year. What started as a bacterial infection followed by swelling of the lymph nodes would later see the lawyer undergo a battery of tests to facilitate a definitive diagnosis of his ailment.
The doctor said that this time around, I don't think you would go for full blood transfusion. There's something called apheresis platelets.
More than 40,000 people are diagnosed with cancer in Kenya annually. Experts say many of them will require blood or blood components during chemotherapy.
The doctor had recommended 2 pints of platelets, only to realize it was 75,000 for 1 pint. And this came as a shock.
Similarly, Amina Fazal Karim from Pangani in Nairobi also depends on blood components for her daughter's well-being. The mother of 2 says her eldest daughter was diagnosed with the most severe form of a rare blood disorder that affects the body's ability to produce hemoglobin and healthy red blood cells, known as thalassemia.
It was a really big challenge for me. I had to look for the donors. The solution is bone marrow transplant, but before that, we can be transfusing her blood.
Kenya's blood banks are holding less than what is required for transfusion. This points to an acute shortage that has over the years forced families to crowdsource for the product.
We have issues of increased non-communicable diseases, especially cancers. And the cancers actually will require a lot of blood. So our approximation is that as much as WHO says 1%, but actually with these increased technologies of transplants, now cancers and the rest, we should be aiming at collecting 1 million pints of blood per year.
In what now seems to be a move to ramp up donation of blood and to make the entire process from donation to transfusion open and accountable, the Ministry of Health is banking on a digital platform known as DamuKE that also gives data on how many units of blood are there countrywide and where specific blood groups are located. Blood is a constant demand for the treatment of various conditions. Experts say the need for this precious commodity never stops. So every blood donation you make could go a long way in giving the recipient a second chance at life. Gloria Milimu, KTN News.